In the quiet moments before dawn, a haunting sound echoes across the American landscape. A high-pitched yip, followed by a chorus of howls. It's the voice of a creature as old as the continent itself, the coyote. The coyote, known scientifically as Canis latrans, is one of North America's most adaptable and misunderstood animals. For centuries, it has haunted our legends, filled our folklore, and survived every attempt to drive it away. Unlike many wild animals, the coyote has not retreated from civilization, it has adapted to it. It thrives where others fail. In deserts and forests, on farms and in city streets, wherever humans go, the coyote follows. But who is this wild nomad? How did it go from being a plains-dwelling scavenger to a global icon of survival and stealth? Some call it a nuisance, others call it a genius. Some see it as a pest to be feared. But to many Native American cultures, it is a powerful spirit, a trickster, a teacher, a symbol of transformation. This is the story of an animal that defies extinction, mocks the fences of men, and outsmarts even the most advanced traps. A tale of survival in the face of persecution. A journey through time, ecosystems, and myth. Join us as we venture into the wild and unravel the truth about the coyote. The ghost of the American wilderness. A creature that refuses to be tamed. Long before highways cut across the plains, before cities rose where forests once stood, the coyote was already here. Crafted by time and terrain, it is nature's blueprint for adaptability. The coyote's roots trace back over 1 million years, a member of the Canidae family. A lineage that includes wolves, jackals, foxes, and domestic dogs. But unlike its larger cousin, the grey wolf, the coyote evolved for survival in open terrain, not domination. Where the wolf uses strength and unity, the coyote uses speed, cunning, and independence. Fossil records show that early coyotes once roamed as far south as Central America and across the open plains of North America. These ancient canines were smaller, more agile than wolves, and perfectly suited for the changing climate after the Ice Age. Their slender frames allowed them to chase fast prey like rabbits and rodents, while their sharp senses made them efficient scavengers. Around 200,000 years ago, coyotes branched off from the grey wolf. Over time, they carved out a niche in the harsh, unpredictable ecosystems of the American West. As glaciers receded and megafauna disappeared, the coyote endured, outliving saber-toothed cats, mammoths, and dire wolves. As settlers moved westward in the 1800s, they brought livestock, cleared forests, and disrupted predator populations. The wolf, once the dominant carnivore, was hunted nearly to extinction. But instead of shrinking back, the coyote stepped forward. The very efforts to eliminate predators created a vacuum, and the coyote filled it with stealth and intelligence. Where wolves needed large packs and stable territories, coyotes needed only opportunity. Today, scientists see the coyote as an evolutionary marvel. A species shaped not just by natural selection, but by the hand of human development. It is one of the few large predators whose range has expanded in the face of urbanization, not contracted. To understand the success of the coyote, you must look closely, not just at the animal's form, but at the tools nature has finely tuned over millennia. This is a predator engineered for endurance, stealth, and adaptation. The coyote may not look imposing. Weighing between 20 and 50 pounds, it's smaller than a wolf and leaner than most domestic dogs. But beneath its slender frame lies a masterpiece of survival engineering. Its long legs and slim body are designed for endurance. Coyotes can run up to 40 miles per hour and cover vast distances while conserving energy. Their bushy tail, often carried low, acts as a rudder during quick turns or sprints through dense brush. Their dense fur offers insulation from both desert heat and snowy winters. Color varies by region. Shades of gray, tan, brown, and reddish hues help them blend seamlessly into different environments. This natural camouflage is one of their first lines of defense, but it's not just their bodies. Coyotes possess a sensory toolkit that rivals the most advanced technology. Eyesight, sharp and motion sensitive, ideal for spotting prey in low light. Hearing, their large triangular ears can swivel independently, picking up the faintest rustle from over a quarter mile away. Smell, up to 100,000 times stronger than a human's, able to detect scent trails days old. Every twitch, every pause is calculated. When hunting rodents, they use their acute hearing to locate movement beneath the snow or soil. Then, with perfect timing, they pounce, landing with the precision of a trained assassin. These traits aren't just useful for hunting, they're passed down through generations. From the moment they open their eyes, coyote pups begin learning how to use every sense to survive. From scorching deserts to frozen mountaintops, bustling cities to windswept prairies. Wherever life finds a way, the coyote is already there. Its territory spans the wildest extremes of the continent and beyond. Once limited to the Great Plains and American Southwest, coyotes have staged one of the most remarkable territorial expansions in the animal kingdom. Over the last 150 years, they've pushed far beyond their ancestral range, now found in every US state except Hawaii, and as far north as Alaska and south to Panama. As human expansion wiped out natural predators like wolves and cougars, coyotes didn't retreat. They adapted, filling ecological voids and pushing into ecosystems previously dominated by larger carnivores. Their ability to survive in diverse environments is nothing short of remarkable. In the Sonoran Desert, they dig shallow dens and hunt at night to avoid the searing sun. In the Appalachian forests, they stalk deer trails with quiet patience. On the Great Plains, they traverse miles of open land with effortless endurance. In Arctic tundra, they scavenge seals and survive off marine waste. But perhaps the most surprising twist in the coyote's story is that they have not just survived the urban jungle, they've mastered it. Today, coyotes live in the shadows of New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, Toronto, and Mexico City, often undetected by the very people they live beside. They travel at night, rest during the day, and use human infrastructure to their advantage. Railway tracks, storm drains, golf courses, and rooftops become highways, hunting grounds, and dens. Scientists use GPS tracking and wildlife cameras to study these urban pioneers, and what they've found is astonishing. Some urban coyotes have smaller home ranges, live longer lives, and raise larger litters than their rural counterparts. Their ability to interpret risk, avoid traffic, and even recognize human behavior patterns speaks to a level of intelligence still being uncovered. A coyote is not a predator of brute force but of opportunity. It's a master of improvisation, using instinct, intelligence, and a diverse diet to outsmart prey and survive in the wild. The coyote is an opportunistic omnivore. It doesn't have the luxury of being a specialized hunter. Instead, it's a creature of variety, taking advantage of whatever resources the land offers, no matter how diverse. Whether it's rodents, fruit, insects, or carrion, the coyote will eat almost anything it can catch or scavenge. Coyotes have a broad diet consisting of small mammals like rabbits, squirrels, and voles, accounting for nearly 75% of their diet. Birds including quail, pigeons, and sometimes even domestic chickens. Fruits such as berries, and even insects like grasshoppers and beetles. And on occasion, they will scavenge on roadkill or dead livestock when other food is scarce. Coyotes are known for their stealthy hunting techniques. With a sense of smell up to 100,000 times stronger than ours, they can detect prey buried beneath the earth or hidden under a layer of snow. When hunting small mammals, Coyotes rely on their acute hearing to pick up on the tiniest movements beneath the surface. When they sense movement, they will pounce with incredible precision, sometimes jumping up to 6 feet in the air to land on their target. It's a feat of athleticism that allows them to catch fast-moving prey with surprising accuracy. Coyotes are also known to hunt in pairs or small groups, when larger prey, like deer fawns, become the target. Their hunting tactics are diverse. They can chase prey down over long distances or use ambush methods, lying in wait for the perfect moment to strike. Vocal communication plays a crucial role in hunting. A lone coyote might use its high-pitched howl to communicate with others, sometimes tricking other predators into thinking a large pack is nearby. This group deception can intimidate rivals and encourage prey to flee, making the hunt even easier. The coyote's versatility doesn't just help it survive, it ensures that the next generation thrives. From day one, pups learn the essential skills of hunting, scavenging, and understanding the rhythm of the wild. Parents often provide food for their pups while teaching them the ways of the hunt, instilling patience, stealth, and strategy. This adaptability, knowing when to fight, when to flee, and what to eat, makes the coyote one of the most successful predators in North America. They howl to the moon, bark into the dark, and yip across miles of wilderness. But these aren't just eerie nighttime sounds. They are the language of a complex society. The coyote is more than a solitary hunter. It is a communicator, a caretaker, and a leader. When we think of coyotes, we often picture lone wanderers, silent ghosts moving through the brush. But in truth, coyotes possess a rich social life, full of relationships, rules, and roles. They are not pack animals like wolves, but they are far from loners. At the heart of coyote society is the mated pair, a male and female that often bond for life. Together they form the nucleus of a family group, usually made up of the breeding pair, their current litter of pups. Sometimes, older siblings from past litters who remain to help raise the young. These helpers assist in feeding, guarding, and teaching pups survival skills, a rare form of cooperative parenting in the wild. Play is more than entertainment. It's training. Pups practice stalking, pouncing, and social cues from an early age, developing the skills they'll need to thrive. But the most fascinating aspect of coyote society is its vocal language. Coyotes have one of the most diverse vocal ranges in the animal kingdom, with over 11 distinct sounds, including howls, yips, barks, whines, and growls. Each sound has a meaning. Howls announce territory or help family members regroup. Yips and yelps are often used during reunions or play bark signal alarm or danger. Growls and snarls are for defense or dominance. Their voices can be so versatile that two coyotes can sound like a full pack, a tactic used to intimidate rivals or confuse threats. Their sensitive ears allow them to pinpoint the origin of distant calls, sometimes from over a mile away. This ability to coordinate at a distance gives coyotes a distinct advantage in both hunting and avoiding danger. Though not aggressive by nature, coyotes will band together when needed. Against larger predators like bobcats or domestic dogs, a well-coordinated group of coyotes can use sound and positioning to scare off threats. At night, their voices carry far across the land, not as random noise, but as a structured, meaningful language of survival, loyalty, and presence. Every howl is a message. We are here. This is our home. We endure. Loved in legend, loathed in reality. The coyote walks a fine line between admiration and fear. As humans spread across the land, so did conflict. But is it time to rethink our relationship with this ancient survivor? Few animals in North America carry a legacy as complex as the coyote. In Native American mythology, the coyote is the trickster spirit, a mischievous force of creation, transformation, and survival. In some stories, he brings fire to humanity. In others, he teaches hard lessons through folly, always clever, always underestimated. These tales reflect not just reverence but recognition. Indigenous peoples understood the coyote as a mirror of themselves, resilient, resourceful, flawed, and enduring. But with the arrival of settlers and the rise of agriculture, the coyote's image changed. No longer a sacred symbol, it became a scapegoat, blamed for livestock losses, disease, and fear. By the late 1800s and early 1900s, US and Canadian governments launched mass extermination campaigns. Coyotes were trapped, poisoned, gunned down from planes. Millions were killed in a war that spanned over a century, and yet, they survived. In fact, they expanded. Every attempt to reduce their numbers triggered a biological response. They began breeding earlier, produced larger litters, expanded into new territories. The very pressure meant to eliminate them made them stronger. Today, conflict continues. In rural areas, coyotes are still seen as threats to sheep, goats, and poultry. In suburbs, media-fueled fear stirs concern over attacks on pets and small children. But the truth is more nuanced. Attacks on humans are extremely rare. Coyotes play an important ecological role, controlling rodent populations, cleaning up carrion, and balancing ecosystems. Conservationists today focus not on eradication, but on coexistence. Tools like motion-activated lights, fencing, and proper trash management help reduce human-coyote conflict without harming the animals. Education is key. When people understand coyote behavior, what attracts them, what deters them, fear gives way to respect. We learn that coexistence doesn't mean tolerance without boundaries. It means creating space where both humans and coyotes can live without escalating conflict. After centuries of myth and misunderstanding, the coyote remains, not as a ghost of the past, but as a living symbol of balance, calling us to rethink how we share the land with those who refuse to disappear. They move through shadows and silence. They slip between alleyways, beneath highways, and across backyards, undetected. In the heart of our cities lives a wild predator, thriving, learning, and watching. The urban coyote is one of nature's stealthiest success stories. As concrete jungles replaced open plains, most wildlife either disappeared or was forced to the edges. But the coyote did something few animals could. It adapted. It infiltrated. It made the city its home. From New York's Central Park to the Hollywood Hills, from Toronto's ravines to the suburbs of Mexico City, coyotes have found ways to live invisibly among millions of people. They travel through storm drains, abandoned lots, and railroad corridors, creating networks of movement through our neighborhoods. In the city, coyotes often shift to a nocturnal schedule, avoiding daytime human activity altogether. Most people never even know they're there. These urban coyotes have modified their behavior. They avoid areas with high human traffic. They scavenge less from garbage than you might think, often still preferring natural prey like rats, squirrels, and even Canada geese. They teach their young how to avoid roads, fences, and dangers like vehicles and humans. Through tracking technology, researchers have discovered that city coyotes live in smaller territories, often less than 5 square miles. They may share parks, cemeteries, and schoolyards, places we rarely associate with predators. Some even form stable family groups and raise pups just a few feet from sidewalks, unseen behind hedges or under sheds. Their ability to read and respond to human behavior is staggering. They recognize patterns in garbage day schedules, dog walking routes, and neighborhood activity. But urban living isn't without danger. Coyotes that lose fear of humans, often because they're intentionally fed, can come into conflict with people. Pets left outside unsupervised can become targets. That's why public awareness campaigns have become so important. Experts stress: never feed coyotes, secure garbage and compost, keep pets indoors at night, use hazing methods like loud noises or lights to reinforce wild behavior. Urban coyotes aren't intruders, they are co-inhabitants, adapting to our world in real time. Quiet, careful, and highly intelligent, they are the ultimate urban survivors. And as cities continue to grow, coyotes may be the blueprint for how wildlife and civilization can share the same space, not in conflict, but in balance. The coyote walks between two worlds, the untamed and the civilized, feared, admired, hunted, and celebrated, yet never conquered. Across deserts and farms, forests and cities, the coyote endures. It is not the strongest predator, nor the most dominant, but it is the most adaptable, and in nature, Adaptability is everything. For centuries, it has faced traps, bullets, poisons, and persecution. And yet, each challenge has only sharpened its instincts. Each attempt to erase it has only etched it deeper into the landscape. The coyote is more than a creature of survival. It is a symbol of resilience, of intelligence, of coexistence. A reminder that even in a world of concrete and chaos, the wild finds a way. As we look to the future, the question is not whether coyotes will continue to adapt. It is whether we will learn to adapt with them. Will we see them as threats to control, or neighbors to understand? Will we pass down fear or foster knowledge? Will we fight nature or learn from it? The coyote has outlived extinction events, ecological shifts, and human conquest. It doesn't just survive, it teaches us how to survive. In its howl echoes not just the voice of the wild, but the message of endurance. This is the coyote, resilient in fur, wild at heart, and forever free. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest wildlife videos. Share your thoughts about coyotes in the comments below. We'd love to hear your experiences or questions. For more fascinating wildlife stories, check out the playlist linked on your screen now. Stay curious, stay wild.